or welcome back to Empress Express. Now, if you clicked on this video, you saw the title, you already know what we're talking about today. And now, I'm just going to give my experience and what I personally did to assist me in helping me heal my specific parent wounds. We are different people. We're all just on a floating rock in the middle of space sharing notes, okay? And these are mine. But I'm just sharing my experience. So let's get into it. So anyway, I am a let me pause, make sure I'm speaking right, because I don't want to speak negativity over myself. But anyway, because I'm healing. Because I tend to be an emotional eater. So let me just make sure that I don't sit up here because, what is it? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So let me make sure I don't label myself because them I am statements be strong. Okay? So, I'll just say I love food. Who doesn't? Whatever. I'm a Taurus moon. Okay, I get it honest. Anyway, the analogy that best helped me snap out of that period of insanity of like, you're my parent, why don't you love me? You're my parent, why would you abandon me? You're my parent, why don't you do X, Y, and Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G? You know what I'm saying? The thing that helped me, the analogy that helped me for that was, imagining myself going to the burger restaurant and asking for lasagna. Some people gonna look at you like you're crazy, girl. Sir, ma'am, they them. They gonna look at you like, man, we don't do that here. Man, this is a Wendy's. We don't have the ingredients for that. They don't have the ingredients. They don't have the tools. They don't have what they need for themselves in order to fulfill your request. Even though they are a restaurant, mind you, they're just simply not equipped, babe. They don't have what they need to get you what you need. And dare I say, they never did. They never did. That analogy really just stuck for me because I'm like, oh my goodness, this makes so much sense. My parent, whatever, whoever it may be for you, is the burger restaurant, and I'm asking them for lasagna. They were never equipped for shit like that. I'm asking them for accountability. They were never equipped. I'm asking them for, or was asking them for, just the simplest things. Whatever you plug it in for yourself. Whether it be just being present. Being present, emotional availability. Girl. That generation. Yeah. They were never equipped. Emotional availability? Girl, what's that? You want me to speak positivity over your life? Girl, what's that? You want me to hug you? Girl. You want me to take accountability? Girl. What's that? We don't do that around here. So anyway, yeah, basically, I have my notes here again. So if y'all wonder why I'm looking down, because I got my notes here. Because girl, I had to write this down. Okay, and I may be jumping around a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm human. Just remember being angry all the time, and just frustrated. And it's not even more so like being angry. It's more so just like frustration, because it's like same thing with the restaurant. You are a restaurant. You make food. Do you not? Do you not? So why can't you provide this food item that I want, that I need? Just being angry all the time. You're my parent. Why can't you do this? Why can't you do that? Why can't? And in some extreme cases, when I was younger, I would then turn around on myself and be like, is there something wrong with me? Did I do something wrong to not deserve X, Y, Z in a parent? Was I not smart enough? Were my grades not good enough? Did I not keep my room clean enough? Like, what was it about me? And I'm here to tell you right now, because nobody told me. It was something I had to realize on myself in my own journey. It had nothing to do with you, babe. The game was rigged from jump. It was rigged. It had nothing to do with you. it was not your fault. There was nothing you could have done because they simply were not equipped. It was never, they were not equipped. Nothing you did wrong as a child in a situation. As a child in a situation and you expected your parent to provide A, B, C, and D, and they didn't, and you think it's because of something you did. It's nothing you did, babe. The game was rigged from jump. What doesn't matter if your room was clean up, doesn't matter if you brought home A pluses all the time, doesn't matter if you were back, if you behaved all the time better, like this, it just doesn't matter. There was nothing you could have done as a child in that situation to change the outcome. Because you were a child. So I want you to take that responsibility off your mind, off your brain. Take it off your shoulders, because if it's not your responsibility, you shouldn't have had to jump through hoops to get the things that then or now that you required as a child, because it was your right. You know what I'm saying? A thing that helped me put that together was watching Ayanna Van Zant. She would always ask them, you know, when dealing with their situation, she always took it back to their childhood. What were you shown about X, Y, and Z? What were you shown about being a mother? What were you shown about being a parent? What were you shown about being whatever the case, how that may fit for your situation? And back to what I was saying, that ties it back again, is to like, they were never given those ingredients. Think back to their childhood, they were never shown a lot of the shit that we're requiring now. They weren't shown that. Accountability, pouring positively. Like, they were not ever shown the correct way to do things. So it's like, now that we're growing up and we're reading and we're discussing and we're comparing notes and we're like, hey, I experienced that too. And we're now realizing the right way to do things. Now we're going back to our parents and we're like, where the fuck is your antennas at? Why didn't you do this, this, and that, and that? You're a parent, this is what's required of you. And they're just now realizing that. So I say that to say, the game was fucking rigged, babe. Did they ever really have the shit that you needed? Were they ever really shown that so that they could provide it to you? And don't get me wrong, this is not letting them off the hook in any way, shape, or form. Kind of like forgiveness. We think forgiveness is for the other person, but it's really just the key to unlock our own jail cell. It has everything to do with releasing ourselves from the jowls of that situation. It's not letting them off the hook. It's releasing ourselves from that mental insanity, from that mental cycle of insanity of, like I said, asking that same question. What could I have done different as a child back in the day? What could I have done? Was it something that I did? Why wasn't my parent this, that, and the third? Why weren't they there? Why did they abandon me? Why did they treat me this way? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? Why, whatever the case may be. It's stopping that cycle. We're back on track. We're not letting them off the hook in no way, shape, or form. Like I said, we're stopping that cycle of insanity. And we're stepping away, bringing it back to my original analogy, which helped me. We're stepping away and out of that burger restaurant requesting lasagna. Because we were just about to jump over that counter and go look in the freezer ourselves. Not necessary, babes. Get your purse, get your wallet. Going back to the car for me. Thank you. So what now? We still hungry. Still need the lasagna. We still want the lasagna. We still want or need that nourishment. But we had to walk away. And make peace with the fact that that restaurant is never going to be able to provide those needs. Our parent is never going to be able to provide that. Which is sad and it's depressing. And it's a whole grieving process. I'm going to let you know right now. Okay? It's a whole grieving process. So I'm going over these steps like step 1, step 2. Mind you, some of these steps, and I don't mean to sound dreadful about it, but I just want to be realistic. Some of these steps take months, years. I'll say for myself, the light bulb finally came on at 19, and I'm 29 now. Okay? So, just let you know. But anyway, light bulb came on for me at 19. Started doing self-help. And when I wanted to dive more into things, then I got into therapy when I was like 22, 23, somewhere between there. Like I said, what now? Step 1's done. And I wrote that it is the hardest part, but I'll say that all of these are hard. And I don't say that again to sound dreadful, but if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. If it was easy, we wouldn't be sitting here talking to each other right now, because then that means it was easy. So that means our parents did the work and we didn't have to go through what we did, whatever you did in childhood. That's not the case, because it's not easy and it's not a short journey. Like I said, that grieving process. Dang, my parents not gonna be able to be the parent that I need them to be. They weren't ever gonna be the parent that I needed them to be back then, and they're for sure so not gonna do it now, because teaching an old dog new tricks, girl, forget it. Anyway, and I don't mean to sound dreadful. Like I said, I just want to be realistic. Step 2. Like I said, get help, locate resources to gather the ingredients yourself. And in this process, you really take stock. I would recommend getting a therapist or doing self-help videos like this, as you're watching this video, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry that you do have to watch this video, but I'm grateful that you're here and that we're learning together. Take stock of what you already have. What are you missing? What lessons did you already learn so far by going through that experience? What do you have too much of? And that could be guilt, that could be people pleasing, you know, especially with an emotionally unavailable parent. That goes into saying like, oh, what can I do? What could I have done? That could be people pleasing. That could be whatever it may be for your specific situation. We're all different. Like I said, this is just the steps that I did for myself. TikTok is another great resource that wasn't popular way back then, when I first started my journey. So, and when you can afford it, and if you can't afford it, obviously go to a licensed professional so that they can, you know, who are more equipped to not only help you recognize what you're missing, what do you already have, what do you have too much of, what are your duplicates, what are the learning patterns that you need to release. They can also help you, provide you with even more resources to heal. So yes. And the step 3, grand finale. You've gone through therapy, you've done your self-help, and you've combined the two. You're on your journey. And most important part is applying what you've learned specific to your situation and breaking that generational curse for good. Now, I will warn you, this step, I would say, is where you get triggered the most to see what needs to still be healed. Life has a funny way of doing that. Dare I say God, universe, whatever you resonate with, has a funny way of doing that. Something comes up and you're like, damn, I thought I healed from that. And you have to sit back with yourself and be like, damn, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. Did we heal? Did we isolate? So we wouldn't experience that again. Yeah, they got me together too when they said that. They were like, oh, are you healed, or are you just self-isolated so that you don't have to experience that situation so you won't get triggered again? Girl, I can't even remember the TikTok video, but girl. But it's fine, because I call it checkpoints, because it's like it's stuff that we need to, you know, just checking in with ourselves, like God, universe, whatever the case, whatever you may resonate with, is their way of checking in with us, you know, and being like, making sure that we're actually on track and that we're actually applying the work that we've learned and applying the information that we've learned and making sure they're staying true to our path so that we essentially don't repeat the pattern, and most importantly, don't pass that shit on to nobody else. During this process, remember, you are also reparenting your current self as well as your inner child, and double it and give it to the next person if you already are a parent. So yeah, in a nutshell, that was my process. Let's recap. Step 1, realizing and waking up and coming to terms with the fact that our parent is not equipped, nor were they ever equipped, to be able to provide the things that we needed or still need when it comes to parenting. Step 2, get help. Allocate resources to learn how to make that damn lasagna yourself. Girl, you got it. Babe. Boy. I don't like boy. That sounds so... Ugh. Sir. I like saying sir. Getting that help. Self-help, therapy, if you can afford it, because I know everything is getting expensive these days, so do you, boo. And then step 3, applying the information so that you don't Most importantly, repeat that cycle on yourself or repeat it on your own kids if you have kids. Pets too. Doing what you're doing, breaking generational curses and healing that parent wound, I want you to understand you are healing years into the past, i.e. healing your inner child, and years into the future, breaking that curse so that your parent or that your kid does not, your kids' kids and their kids' kids and kids' kids' kids and kids' kids did not have the experience that you experienced. And you can heal. Which is why I say that it's not easy, because what comes to mind is heavy as the head that wears a crown. The generational breaker in the family, or just breaking generational curses in general, is not easy because of the magnitude of work that you are doing. So understand, it's completely understandable to get overwhelmed and feel like you want to crumble under it all and just hide away. And one thing when it comes to that point in your journey is, and I even still to this day feel like that sometimes, like realizing just how far behind we can or we are or were because of the things that we did not receive in childhood. And that could be how to handle money, how to love, how to be emotionally present, how to be emotionally available, how to take out, whatever the case may be to your situation. It can be fucking frustrating to realize just how much your childhood affects you. Can affect you, is affecting you, was affecting you. Your childhood is literally the foundation. Sometimes the house that is built from our foundation is wonky, and sometimes you gotta knock that son of a bitch down and start it all over again. If and or when you reach that stage in your healing journey, set it down and rest. It's okay. There's a grand magnitude of emotions you will feel during this process. It's okay. Set it down for a little bit, take a mental break, have a self-care day, go get a massage, get your feet done, get your hair done, girl, whatever. Sir, whatever. Men need to do self-care too. Get your feet done, get your manicure done, get a head massage, get a haircut, facial. I would recommend y'all exfoliate, because I feel like a lot of y'all don't be exfoliating. And it's literally much needed. You gotta get that dead skin off you, babe. Get that dead skin off you, please. What you're doing is needed. And it is appreciated. Don't be hard on yourself, because at the end of the day, there ain't no handbook to none of this shit. Like I said, I think I said in this video, maybe I didn't. We're all just learning and sharing notes. These are mine. On different things that we've experienced and trying to help the next person. We're all just learning along the way. And sharing notes. Turning our pain into purpose. And I'm in my season of sharing my notes with other people, because other people share their notes with me. YouTube, Facebook, therapist, stuff like that. So I'm happy to help, and I'm happy to share, just like others have shared with me. So again, I'm proud of you. I love you. I'm a stranger, but I'm proud of you and I love you. And so, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Love you, bye.